smartwatch is a digital watch with several more functionalities in addition to timekeeping. For example, including tracking your activities, keeping an eye on your heart rate, and sending you reminders throughout the day. Similar to smartphones, smartwatches have touchscreen displays that let users interact with the device by tapping or swiping. Several apps, which are like the apps for smartphones and tablets, are present on modern smartwatches. These apps perform a variety of functions like presenting stock prices, weather information, and maps and instructions. The majority of smartwatches also have the ability to function as phone cells and send and receive messages. A lot of smartwatches support Bluetooth. In short, the watch turns into a wireless Bluetooth adapter that can extend the functionality of the user's smartphone to timepiece. In this situation, the user can make and take phone calls from their mobile device, read email and text messages, check the weather, listen to music, dictate email or text messages, and even ask a digital assistant a question via the watch interface. The first problem statement is that smartwatch batteries drain quite quickly. This is due to the fact that using another device will lead in a quick absorption of energy to the battery. The battery life of the watch will last less time than it had at the beginning of the purchase. This is because users' smartwatch will be relying on phone's much larger memory to help it work. Second problem statement is voice control. Sometimes users have issues use their voice to communicate when using smartwatch. When smartwatch cannot hear or understand effectively, it often can misinterpret what users are trying to say. Every manufacturer of smartwatch deals with this issue, which can be unpleasant for users. Some smartwatch users report touchscreen issues after dropping or drowning their watch in water, even on devices that are said to be waterproof. Others claim to have encountered this issue right away. There are several problems with smartwatches in Malaysia, such as the fact that they are optional extras that users discard after a while and that it is unclear why they intended to use them in the first place. Some Malaysians are unaware of the numerous advantages smartwatches have to offer in daily life. Next, unlike smartphones, smartwatches are not seen as essential for communication amongst Malaysians. Rather, they are seen as optional accessories. People wear smartwatches solely to keep up with the newest fashions and to appear fashionable and attractive. The belief that possessing a smartwatch will render their smartphone unnecessary is another reason why Malaysians frequently draw analogies between smartphones and smartwatch. Next is research question. There are important questions that have been submitted to the respondents' instructions in conducting research to find out the factors intention to adopt smartwatches among faculty, hospitality, tourism, and wellness. First, who influenced students to use smartwatch? Second, is this smartwatch very easy to students to use? Third, can students change the design of smartwatch according to their taste? Next is research objective. This objective of this study is as follows. First, decision to use smartwatches comes from family and their friends. Second, learning how to use a smartwatch is simple. Third, the appearance of smartwatches is charming and amazing.
Hi, Assalamualaikum. My name is Nurshaidah bint Abdullah. My metric code is #208135. I will continue this presentation about chapter 1. For scope of the study, this study was conducted among students of the Faculty of Hospitality, Tourism and Wellness (FHPT) at University Malaysia Kelantan. Respondents will be randomly selected among FHPT students who use the smartwatch. This study was conducted to find out the factor of intention to use a smartwatch. For example, many FHPT students use smartwatch because they are interested in the smartwatch model, the unique features, effects, and so on. For significance of study, the study can help FHPT students know the general things related to this smartwatch. It encourages students to find out of the problem that their smartwatch will face in the future. In addition, students can also improve their knowledge in terms of care and management of smartwatch. Smartwatch have a variety of features that attract FHPT students to use them. The smartwatch offers excellent features, including health information, contactless payment, and digital wallet application, messaging and call compatibilities, social media, and other notifications, game, music, photo, location capabilities, and GPS tracking, according to information for reliable source. In most cases, smartwatch connect to user smartphone. The watch has many of the same function and application as found on the phone and may be synced with it. Next, for the definition of term intention, the concept of intention is to define the unique characteristic of intention. The prevalent conventional method is belief desire theory. In its simple form, having no other intention is defined as having the desire to carry out a specific action and the confidence that someone will carry out this activity. The belief wrong hypothesis is frequently challenged that because neither belief nor desire entails a practical commitment to act, which is frequently demonstrated is a variety of counterexamples. In an effort to solve this issue, valuation theory explains intent in terms of unconditional valuations. What we can learn about this chapter 1 is about the background of the study where smartwatch are, the problems that manifest by smartwatch, and then followed by research question and research objective. Moreover, the scope of the study and the importance of the study are the definition of the term, in which it explains the meaning of the term used in the study.
Hi, hello everyone, my name is Estana Morrison, H20A1129. So I will explain about chapter 2 and we start with introduction first. This chapter attempts to review the literature and related research to factor intention to adopt smartwatch among faculty hospitality, tourism and wellness students. Next is the relationship between factor of using smartwatch as independent variable while intention to adopt smartwatch as our dependent variable. The chapter concludes with a discussion of the relationship between the independent and dependent variable, a conceptual framework, and a summary of the chapter. Alright, so we move to definition of dependent variable. Dependent variable is a variable that depends on other factors being measured. It is also a variable whose value will continue to change depending on the value of other variable. In fact, it is also called an independent variable. The dependent variable is also known as the outcome variable, the left-handed variable, or the response variable. Antecedents of dependent variable. The Hamilton Watch Company Pulsar was the first digital timepiece debuting in 1972. The use of a smartwatch has further streamlined consumer daily activities, offer various advantages including travel friendliness, a fitness tracker, notification. It is also reduced their daily tasks with ease because of its convenience, and studies have shown that smartwatches are practical accessory, being made with a variety of cutting-edge technologies. This watch may be used underwater. It is also one of the key elements influencing people's decision to buy a smartwatch.
Assalamualaikum sir, my name is Muhammad Faiz Fitri bin Abdul Rahim and I will present our independent variable. First and foremost, social influence FHPK student to use smartwatch. People or outsiders can easily influence student if they share information about the smartness, usefulness and features of the smartwatch. Secondly is visual aesthetic. Smartwatch have a variety of features that can be customized to the user's preference. This smartwatch also has a very unique features in that users can customize the visual on the watch to their liking. This factor is also appealing to FHPK students who want to use smartwatch in their daily lives. This smartwatch do not harm to be used as a favorite watch because they provide a variety of functions and are very inexpensive to use. Last but not least, ease of the use is the third independent variable for our research. So these smartwatch are simple to use for everyone. This is due to the fact that the technology for this smartwatch become very sophisticated after use. For example, if a user uses the smartwatch for hiking or climbing, the smartwatch are built to last and are resistant to drips, dust and water. They can also gather basic vital signs and forecast the weather. This smartwatch is ideal for use by students who enjoy extreme sport. Furthermore, this waterproof smartwatch provides important indicators such as depth, remaining time and temperature to divers. Next, I will present about the relationship between IV1, IV2, IV3 and DV. So, in our research, an independent variable is a factor of use of smartwatch and the dependent variable is intention to adopt smartwatch. So, for the visual aesthetic, smartwatch visual aesthetic can be deduced not only from its physical design but also from the graphical user interface contained within its screen. So, smartwatch users' intention to adopt a smartwatch can be influenced by a variety of aesthetic factors, including the wrist strap design, the rounded corner of body, the graphical user interface, and the design of the heartbeat monitor screen, implying that they contain simply looking at an artistically designed smartwatch on their wrist and experiencing the pleasurable sensation of owning such a fashionable product. The next IV is ease of use. So, since the exploration to invent the most feasible user interface still seems to be ongoing, the absence of a properly specified UI design affects a huge variation in people perception of the smartwatch as a quick and easy device. Last but not least, social influence. So, it has been indicated that social involvement has a meaningful impact on the intention to adopt smartwatch and other smart wearable devices.
Alright, so we move to the hypothesis. As we can see here, they got three hypotheses here. First hypothesis is there will be a positive relationship between social influence and the intention to adopt the smartwatch. Hypothesis number 2 is there will be a positive relationship between visual aesthetic and the intention to adopt smartwatch. Lastly, hypothesis number 3 is there is a positive relationship between ease of use and intention to adopt the smartwatch. Conceptual framework. By referring to the literature review mentioned above, a study framework has been presented to identify the link to discover the use of smartwatch among faculty hospitality, tourism and wellness students. The dependent variable is the intention to adopt smartwatch. The proposed independent variable consists of social influence, ease of use, and visual aesthetic. Next is summary. So according to the report, the use of smartwatch can be used by anyone. Nowadays, smartwatches are very famous for their brain, design, feature, and function to young people and adults. Therefore, the use of smartwatch is very simple and easy.
Hi, Assalamualaikum. My name is Akila Nadira binti Sukarno. My matric number H20A1097. I want to present about chapter 3, that is methodology. This chapter is about method of analysis. Obviously, this chapter describes the types of analysis, which is descriptive statistic, reliability test, and Pearson correlations. The research methodology used for this report is the target populations, sample size, sample process, data collections, instruments, and data analysis were all part of this study. Other than that is a research design. Research design can be seen as the framework of research method and technique that will be chosen by research itself. Research design can be viewed either in qualitative, quantitative, or mixture of both. In this study, a descriptive research methodology will be used. A descriptive research approach will be employed in these investigations. This is a quantitative research strategy and in which data will be collected from UMK students via questionnaire. Next is populations and sample. A population is often a group of individual creatures, plants, or subjects to be a research that have specific characteristics. The populations for this study is student among HPT. This is a data University Malaysia Kelantan enrollment student in degree sessions 2021-2022. The last slide I will present is sampling technique. Sampling is the process of selecting enough elements from a population so that study of elements and understanding of its properties or characteristics will enable the generalizations those properties or characteristics to populations elements. Will we use HPK student from University Malaysia Kelantan as a sample? Because they were young adult in the range under 20 to over 13 years. That's all from me. Thank you.
Instruments. We use Google Form to collect data by asking FHPK students about intention to adopt smartwatch. We use questionnaire method to obtain all the data and information needed to accomplish the research. It is a straightforward data collection method in performing a research study. Next, questionnaire can be answered in an online survey with Google Form that can facilitate respondents to answer the question. Next is data analysis. Descriptive statistics. We use to transform complex quantitative insights from huge data sets into simple explanations. Reliability tests. Determine the correlation between the scores received from various administrations of the scale. Reliability analysis can be done to identify the percentage of systematic variation in a scale. Pearson correlation. The measure of correlation between two pieces of data indicates how closely it's related. In short, decision must comprehend how strongly the independent variable and dependent variable are related. Lastly is summary of the chapter 3. The analysis will gain a better understanding of the question as determined by the investigation strategy, populace and test, inspection strategy, instrument and data analysis. The analysis may also learn how to use the research design and work, as well as other components. This chapter also clarified how questionnaire was administered and how to survey could be used in this context.